Welcome to part 2 of this video series. Imagine going beyond the boundaries of who you believe yourself to be. Here are some questions for you to consider as we start part 2 of this video program. Are your beliefs out of date? What if your beliefs are not true? How do your beliefs impact you and your life? You know, in the instant of your first breath, you're infused with the single greatest force in the universe, the power to translate the possibilities of your thoughts into the reality of your world. To fully awaken your powers may require a subtle change in the way you think of yourself and a shift in belief. Now, beliefs are those convictions that we hold as being true and trust as being true. So simply put, a belief is a thought that's thought over and over and over again. And what makes a belief true or real is that you have to believe it intellectually and you have to believe it emotionally. If you only believe the thought intellectually, then it's just an idea. If you only believe the thought emotionally, then it's just a feeling. When the belief is held in our thoughts and feelings, it becomes true for you. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's right or even that it is true. It's just true for you. Your beliefs create perceptions that affect things like your self-esteem, abundance, job performance, mental health, physical health, your spiritual outlook on life, as well as your relationships. When a child comes into the world, it comes into a world of possibility with no fear or beliefs about what's possible or not. Our beliefs are actually created from our past experiences, from our upbringing, parents, media, schooling, religion, as well as our environment. Here's an example of how our beliefs can be created from childhood experiences. Khalid, one of my friends, told me that he was moved to tears because of 2 incidents. The first were tears of joy, and the second were tears of compassion and frustration. He told me, I was at a shopping mall on my way for a client meeting when I could feel something suddenly cling on the side of my right leg. And as startled as I was, I noticed what looked like a 7-year-old child with glittering eyes of joy and a smile that could light up the sky. "Habibi!" he exclaimed, as if he'd found a lost valuable item. He said, "You're so big because you have a big, huge heart." Now, later after the meeting, Khalid told me that he was walking back to his car, and what he saw was a 12-year-old boy and his mother in what seemed like lecture time. The boy was already dressed up in basketball attire, while his mother was trying to talk him out of it and said in a very strict tone of voice, "Well, it's not like you're God's most gifted boy anyway. You're short, you don't even belong on the basketball field." Now, Khalid told me that he saw the frustration and the disappointment in the boy's eyes that could be shaping his self-image and belief system around what he probably loves. Maybe the beliefs of, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving. That was clear on his face as Khalid walked past him and the mother. Now, what a difference between both children, because both told a very different story. The power of love in whatever way it was communicated. One boy's reality and belief was around giving and self-worth, while another boy's reality and belief was around limitation and unworthiness. Chances are you've picked up some worthy and helpful beliefs as a child, and it's likely that you also observed and created some negative beliefs which may no longer serve you today. So just consider the following questions. Do you eat the same food you were given as a baby? Do you dress like a 5-year-old? Are you still riding around on a little toddler tricycle? Probably not. You grow up into an adult. You learn and constantly evolve and develop yourself, which means that you've outgrown certain things. Now, if you change clothes, cars, where you live, your job, your hairstyle, your relationships and friends, then surely it would make sense that you also need to change or at least update your beliefs. Indeed, are your current beliefs supporting the lifestyle you want, or are they sabotaging you and the life you'd like to create for yourself? Now, I suspect you've heard the saying, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you're probably right. Because your beliefs form the rules that run your life for the better or worse. And your beliefs are literally behind every single thing that you do, whether you know it or not. In fact, your beliefs drive all your behavior. And the challenge can be that you're probably not consciously aware of what beliefs are driving you forward or backwards. You just know that certain areas of your life are not working. So here's a tip. If there is an area of your life that's not working, ask yourself, what would I have to believe about myself to have my life this way? Let's say you have a disempowering belief about attracting a loving relationship. Now, if that's your belief, how much effort are you going to put into attracting a loving relationship? Probably not very much. And if you're not putting in very much effort, the result is likely to be that you don't actually attract a loving relationship. Now, that means you've now proved the original belief to be true, which in turn makes it stronger and stronger. You know, as human beings, we have a need to prove ourselves right. I remember seeing a quote on social media, and it caught my eye because it said, "Growth is painful, change is painful, but nothing is as painful as being stuck somewhere you don't belong." Whoa, I thought. If the belief is that growth and change are painful, then that's a person who's going to be stuck in a rut. Personally, I believe that growth and change are exciting, and that having the courage and awareness to follow your heart, it's actually a good thing. And it is possible to change even a strongly held belief.